Somebody asked me if a united Africa is an answer. An answer to what? Africa's problem has never been a lack of dreams. Africa's problem has always been the distance between the dream and the discipline. A united Africa. It sounds good, doesn't it? One voice, one army, one economy, strong enough to silence every empire that ever tried to break us. But unity is not a poem. It is not a trending hashtag. It is not a fantasy that politicians recite every time they run out of ideas. We tend to forget that unity is work. Unity is sacrifice. Unity requires leaders who are willing to sacrifice power for their own people. And let's be honest, Africa has never had a shortage of politicians who love power more than their own nations. Unfortunately, we cannot talk unity when half the continent still bleeds from borders drawn up in European boardrooms. We cannot scream one Africa when we cannot create one country where citizens feel safe, employed, and treated with dignity. How do you unite a continent when we fail to unite, when one nation fails to unite their own languages, their own ethnic groups, and their own parliaments? And yet I understand the desire. Every time a foreign power lands on our soil and dictates our policies, every time our minerals leave the continent raw and return expensive, every time African students are denied visas but our resources fly out freely, you feel it. The burning truth. Africa is only weak because it is divided. So is a united Africa an answer? Well, no. Not under leaders who cling to sovereignty like a shield to avoid accountability. Not in economies where corruption starves the people before hunger does. Not when we are still arguing about who belongs where on a continent that belongs to all of us. But listen closely. A strategic Africa, a coordinated Africa, an Africa that trades together, negotiates together, protects together, and speaks together. Well, yes. Unity is not a switch we flip. It's a staircase that we climb. And maybe one day when Africa knows itself, heals itself, and governs itself, we will reach the top. And the world will understand that Africa was never a continent waiting to be saved. It was a continent learning how to stand together.